Welcome everybody on Facebook. This is Aubrey, and I have with me Lorraine, and there we have Valentine Shipley in person.
So nice to see you, Valentine, and so nice to see you, everybody. And we really look forward to hearing your stories, Valentine. You have some inspiring stories for all of us.
And listen, Lorraine, you need to be a little closer to the mic, Baba. Your audio, Aubrey's audio is very clear because I think you're a little away.
He is the stronger of the two, that's why.
No.
These days, it can be very dangerous. Gender bias.
Exactly. So you know what? I just project my voice well into the mic. All right.
He eats more than me, that's why. I have to remain slim, you see. So.
Yeah. So Valentine needs no introduction. He is, as we grew up and in our youth, and we're still young, we remember the famous bands Parikrama and Silkroute. I mean, that stands out when I talk to friends. Well, Valentine Shipley, his journey is just simply amazing. The more we speak about his journey, the more we discover what an amazing life. And that journey continues. And Val, we just want to remember, I mean, Lorraine has an anecdote of her mom talking about your uncle.
Yes, your uncle is Dan Shipley. My mother used to tell us, if you've ever heard a great guitarist, Van Shipley is the gold standard. In India, Van Shipley was really the best at that time. I was
That time and now, big difference. Time travels.
That time. And every time I told my mom, wow, this guitarist is really good, she would say, I wish you had met Van Shipley. Van Shipley, I think my mom knew him very well, and he did play for a lot of the big recordings and the big film recordings in India at that time, in Bombay, the movies, and he was one of the key players and performers at that time. And I have fond memories of Van Shipley. And when I heard about Val Shipley, I said there must be some connection. And here we are, Van Shipley to Val Shipley. Look forward to this evening and many times together.
Wow. The other story is also the fact that my name from Valentine got shortened to Val. Mm-hmm. And my uncle, when I was born, he gave me his name because his real name was Valentine.
Okay.
So that's how I got my name. He gave me his name, and he always called me Junior. Oh. And so that's a great legacy, like they say the mantle had to fall somewhere.
Yes.
It's one of those things, that his the legacy of his mantle of carrying this torchlight, the torchbearer of our family's name in music in this country. We have amazing talent in our family all across, from both my dad and mom's side. But to go mainstream with it, I think that mantle by default came and fell. And looking back, I think what a beautiful. I can't say it's coincidence because there are really no coincidences in life. Everything has a meaning when you look back and connect the dots. Quote unquote, Mr. Steve Jobs. And I think I'm very, very blessed to be able to live this very, very amazing life of traveling, of playing music, because I think music is something, it is a language that has no language barrier. It's the same 7 notes connecting the whole world, all cultures, all religion, all caste, all creed, everything. It's a common language. You might not understand the language, but you feel the power of music.
Yes.
And this has really, it was predicted by somebody, said it will take you to the ends of the world. And I used to really think of 25, 30 years back, how is that possible? I wish I could really have that life. And now I look back and think, wow, what I could not have asked for anything more. And I will not trade this for anything in my life, for anything. To be able to meet people, hear their stories, share my story, listen to their music, the cultures. I am a huge foodie. you know, to get to travel and savor various kinds of cuisines in the world, uh, various kinds of dressing, headgear, and music. But it's the same. When the musician, you make friends everywhere, just like that.
Yes.
You walk into an airport and you have a guitar in your hand, you have a signature. You don't have to do much. People will look at you. I've had incidences on a check-in counter where the lady or the girl sitting there will look at the name and the passport. They say, Valentine. Nice. And I knew when I was smiling, I said, yeah, nice name. And then you are a musician. Yeah, I said, wo to hamari shakal pe likha hai na. It just, and it's amazing, because I think when you're really happy from inside, that shows it on your face.
True,
that smile says it all. And you can light up any place, the most darkest place you can walk into and just smile and, pick up the guitar, sing a song, and there you go. Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So your passport,
that was the generation, her mom, my uncle, that was a separate generation. But still, now I still meet people, invariably the first question is, how are you related to Van Shipley?
Really?
Everywhere in the world, especially with the generation before us.
Right.
Uncle Van. And he was really very good looking, and that is running in the genes, I get. No, I'm not saying, I don't want to sound conceited. No, and he designed his own instruments. He designed 50 years back, he designed his own electric violin.
Wow.
It had 5 strings and it had drone strings under the strings like a sitar.
Wow.
And it was made of fiberglass in the shape of an anchor.
Wow.
Terrific.
Transparent 5-stringed violin. He designed his own instruments. He designed his own clothes. He was a fantastic painter. And I have some very, very amazing people as his friends, like you'll say, yeah, this is a photograph of me with my dear friend Aga Khan, or Queen Elizabeth, or, the Shah of Iran. It's a travel.
That's
I
right.
was just seeing one of his record LP covers, and he's more than 70, 80 LPs. And there was only one company called HMV, his master's voice. There was this only in India, with that little dog in front of a gramophone. Beautiful logo, And one of his albums is, he's sitting live from the Wembley Arena. And I'm thinking, oh man, this is some live that you're playing at Wembley. My dream's still there. That has to one thing in my bucket list is still on, and hopefully this COVID gets over fast. I want to play Madison Square Gardens.
Wow. Well, your wish will be granted by God Almighty. But let me just share with you your desire and wondering whether, will you reach the far corners of the earth. I want to share with you, I want to welcome Guinea. Guinea is watching you from Qatar. Okay, the Middle East. We've got...
Hello, Qatar.
Yeah, and we've got a childhood friend of mine, Bosco Santos, watching you from Australia, from the other end of
Australia.
And we've got people from North America, from Europe, from the Middle East, from across India, from your own Delhi. And we'll talk about the center of the universe later. But Val, can we kick off with the first song that you sang to an audience of a few thousand when you were just 4 years old, and the story you were telling me about that? Can we kick that off?
Okay, just give me a second.
Yeah.
I do.
Welcome, Rachna. So good to have you with us.
So, you are getting the science guitar audio is coming all right? Because I'm just playing it by ear, right? There is no monitor.
Understand.
Technology. The song went like this. One of my favorite hymns of all time. By now you would have figured out what that is, right?
Absolutely. Amazing grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. So your journey,
And it's always about grace, isn't it?
yes,
All of us
absolutely.
together at this very moment in time, across the planet, thanks to this wonderful technology.
Yes,
That's grace.
yes.
As I said, somebody said, how do you define grace? And, just two words. It's unmerited favor.
That's right.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely. So, Val, I want to just go back in life, in the journey of life, and take you through your school days at Xavier's in Delhi. You've been a Delhi boy, and Delhi's been at your heart. But I'm going to ask you one question. What is the center of the universe for you? Is it Delhi or is it the center of India? But we'll come to that later. So think about it. Okay.
That is a very biased, loaded question.
So we'll come to that biased, loaded question.
Okay, we will get, okay. Yeah, all right, sure. Yes.
Later in the storytelling. All right. Now,
Yeah.
Going back to Delhi, in your childhood days and Xavier's, I mean, you've had some iconic teachers and iconic colleagues, both seniors and juniors. And Barry John stands out, isn't it? He's been a teacher.
Yeah, Barry John set up one of the finest acting schools in the country, and used to be living and teaching from this beautiful organization and a place in Delhi called the Max Muller Bhavan.
Right.
And he was our dramatics teacher in school. So incidentally, by the time I passed out of Xavier's, our school had already done some of the most iconic rock musicals in the world by, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice. Jesus Christ Superstar, JCS, as we call them. Oliver, Mikado, Joseph and his amazing Technical, A Dream Code, Evita. My voice had not cracked, so I was a tenor. And I was singing, "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." All that stuff. Yeah, the truth is I never loved you. All through my wild days, my mad existence, I've kept my promise. You don't keep your distance. Don't keep your distance. Yes, wow. I still remember from Evita. And two original musicals. So in a musical, the cast has to sing, dance, and act.
Yes.
To a live band or to a recorded track. There was no recorded track. So in the pit in Delhi, in Kamani Auditorium, it is like a 50-piece orchestra sitting with strings and horns and piano, and our music teacher was an amazing guy we called him PV. His name was Paramveer. Paramveer was like, I don't know, this energy, young and full of life, and studied music at the Royal School of Music and played the piano. And we had something called the Glee Club. So where 3 or 4 times a week, we would stay back after school to learn the techniques of vocal singing. Like all the warm-up exercises, vocal gargles, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, all that stuff. Lots of stuff. And now Paramveer then went on to become the conductor, the guest conductor to London Philharmonic Orchestra, and that's quite beautiful. And PV was, and he was an amazing photographer. So amazing. And we had 3 rock bands in school when I was a junior in class 7 or 8. They would never let us enter the jam room unless we cleaned their guitars, cleaned their cables, cleaned their shoes, and carried their equipment, all that. But you need to have this kind of passion.
That's right.
जब तक वो आग नहीं लगी होती ना, मतलब I can in between talk a little bit in Hindi ना, दिल्ली वाला.
हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बाजी बिल्कुल.
मतलब वो जुनून जिसको कहते हैं ना, madness, passion. जब तक वो जुनून होता ना, then you don't get. मेरे को बचपन से when I saw, मतलब, and especially growing in a Christian family, in church family, with the church choir, the Sunday school, the regular choir, there is so many, and 5 generation or 6 generation of musicians in the family coming from both the sides. So there is so much music at home. So you literally, when you're born, you're baptized in music. I tell people I was born on a recording mixer. I think
so Val, on this note, can we have one of your childhood, teenage, growing up songs that you can remember, either in school, late school, when you were in Parikrama?
And we had an amazing music teacher who was the head of the biology department. Later he became the principal of the school. One of my most favorite people on this planet, his name was Mr. Basil Miranda. Such a humble gentleman. He played the piano accordion, the saxophone, the violin, and he was the chief calligrapher of the school. So all our school certificates are in his handwriting. He did amazing calligraphy. And his bio lab was also our practice place in senior school for the thing called the Xavier choir. Now, Xavier choir would lead the assembly every day morning, where he would play the piano accordion. So our school song was such a beautiful school song. The motto of St. Xavier's is Esto Vir, which is in Latin. And that time it was a boys' school. Now it is co-ed, and somehow I can't relate. Till the time I passed out, it was still a boys' school. Esto Vir in Latin means be a man. So that was the motto with that emblem, and on a maroon jacket with gold of an E. And it says Esto Vir under that. So the school song, it went something like this. From the sunset stones of glory, from the marble hall of fame, stand the ghost of studied greatness, bidding us be great again. Great Viraj and noble Akbar, Alamgir and Shah Jahan, Mohandas, our nation's father, made us rise and play the band. Play the band, sir, play the band. Men of saviors, play the band. Play the band, sir, play the band. Men of savior, play the band. For God's glory and our country, we will always play the band, play the band. That was a school song.
Terrific. Now we've got some amazing lineup of a whole lot of the program. Welcome, Devapriya. So nice to have you on here with us. Do enjoy the music. If you have any suggestions, comments, you want to your appreciative words, Val would love to hear from you. Please post them out here. All of you use this opportunity to post your requests, post your
questions.
Or questions.
We rarely get an opportunity to interact with such a great musician at such close quarters. So I would have many questions for you later, Valentine, but I will leave it to the others first.
Okay, so here is what I want to take you next to the journey is your Tirorimal College days, KMC, and I think you set out the very first Western Music Society, right? The club. And
before that, I have something more to tell from my school days.
All right, okay.
So in Delhi, we used to have this amazing talent contest every year, open for all the schools in Delhi, called the Rotary Club Talent Contest, organized by the Rotary Club. It was called the Rotract Talent Contest. Now, Xavier's would go to perform, and literally we have the whole school as the cheerleading squad. Everywhere. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, we can hear you.
Something has happened. One silly call came and now I've lost your audio.
No. You're there. You're with us. We can hear you.
I can't hear you. How do we do this now? How do I get back?
I think you have to put yourself into aeroplane mode so you don't get any calls.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't. Maybe for me.
Okay. Bye.
Yeah, we are on. We're back on. Cool.
And I think I suggest you put yourself on aeroplane mode so you don't get calls.
But if I put on aero, how do I put this in the middle of this broadcast?
You can't. No, sorry. That's not a good advice.
Let it be. At least you're working. Why did you tell me this? Because you are the tech man. Put it on airplane mode.
Either am I. We're learning. We're all learning. Back to school. Okay.
Back to Rotary Talent Contest. So the whole school will be there as a cheering squad. And, you get the Xaviers will come, various categories, duet, solo, choir, instrumental. And look in our auditorium, 70% of the crowd is Xaviers, which is very nice. But I think we went on to win the overall trophy for 7 years in a row.
Wow.
And then they barred us.
Really?
They said Xavier will only come as a non-competitive entry.
Too much competition.
Nobody else is winning literally every category. Solo, duets, instrumental, choir, piano, classical, all Xaviers. So great. What I'm saying is the legacy of Xaviers still remains with me globally. And Xaverians are spread across the length and breadth of this planet. And you know what, Aubrey and Lorraine, all of us are connected since the first year in school till now. So there are more than 3,000-4,000 Xaverians globally connected to each other, which is great to have these reunions of various classes, various societies, and one standard fixture in the last few years for everywhere is well. And I told them, this is blackmail, and they don't pay me for doing so.
Okay.
So great legacy. This is where the foundations were laid of music. And to find, as I said, Aubrey, we were having this conversation, is to find yourself a good mentor.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Who will guide you and who will never judge. Who will tell you, maybe try it this way. And it's all about, as I say, one of my basic mottos in life, inspire or expire.
But very true. Mentorship is very key, very, very key. In fact, for any individual in any walk of life. Of course, for any walk of life, at any stage of life. Yeah.
Yes. And you really have to have your heart and soul open to be able to find that mentor. It's not like anybody.
That's right. No, we can identify with that.
And amazing, because my father was a traveling priest. He was a pastor, always called for these conferences, church. I was always traveling with him. He and I used to play the slide guitar and the piano chord. Play with him. He and I used to be, before he preached the sermon, or he spoke at a conference, it was always Val and his father playing together. Wow. There were times, we would be playing a hymn and there was something else happening in between. He would be playing Lucille. Now looking at him, and what you play? Yeah. It's great fun. So it was also being on the road from a very young age with my two sisters. Mm-hmm. Right. We would be asked to sing anytime. Now these three will sing. But kaise hota hai yahan par? Abhi gana sunayegi. So now. So it was a lot of school, and that's why I was saying was people who are young people studying in schools and listening to me, you guys are very blessed if you have great music teachers. Cherish them and get on to their lives, ask them questions.
Mm-hmm. So here is a question. So yes. Here is a request from Mukta Rungta. Mukta, welcome. And her request is, I swear by the moon and the star and the skies.
Oh, acha. You see, this song has been just like very recent. And I swear by the moon and the stars and the sky. Oh, I haven't never done this song, but about Boyzone, is that right?
Mm-hmm. I guess so.
Yeah. Mukta, if you can
just write back and respond to Valentine.
Maybe you can sing a song that you like. That's something.
Oh, yeah.
I swear by the moon and the stars.
But Mukta, also this is very, very recent. I'm like 75 years old now.
He's 75.
He thinks like a 75-year-old Fakir, but actually he's young at heart.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Fakir. Most of the Fakirs, you can never judge a book by its cover.
Correct.
Somebody could be 100 years old. We know somebody who is good, who sells a lot of yoga products. He's like over 100 years. He looks like 35. So big deal.
So what are you going to play for us now, Valentine?
Smile. same smile. Smile can bring you near to me. Don't ever let me find you gone, 'cause that would bring a tear to me. This world has lost its glory. Let's start a brand new story now, my love. 'Cause you think that I don't even mean a single word I say. It's only words. Words are all I have to take your heart away. It's only words. Words are all I have to take your heart away.
Terrific. Wonderful.
Terrific,
Wonderful.
terrific.
I remember this song not because of this side, but because of a great band called Bee Gees,
Yes.
Their song. A lot of the younger people will not know that this is originally a Bee Gees song.
Yes.
That's
How
right.
many of you in the audience know this song, Smile? How many have heard it?
Come on, chat away and let us know about Smile and your thoughts about this. He's already given us a clue, but let's have a quiz contest. Whenever Val sings a song, let's talk about which band it's from or who's the author.
Which year? Was the Bee Gees?
Something from the
Popular.
Beatles. There's a quick request. Something from the Beatles.
Something from the Beatles.
But also since we were talking about school, and one of the first songs I learned to sing and play on the guitar, which was later, as I sing, then you will know, was this song. When you miss the train I'm on, then you'll know that I have gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा। न कोई है न कोई था जिंदगी में तुम्हारे सिवा, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा। When you miss the train I'm on, then you'll know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles.
Wonderful, wonderful. This is, I just want to read out some remarks to you. The lovely song. This is from Kanika Kattar from Switzerland. And
Hi, Kanika, thank you.
Yes, and Mukta Rumta is from Gurgaon, not very far from where we are, and not very far from where you were. Yeah. Mukta says, beautiful song. And Ruchi Pandey says, thanks, great music. Remembering Val from our younger days here. How about a song from the Doors next? This is Ruchi Pandey.
But only after the Beatles.
But after the Beatles. And I just want to say this, Val, before we go now we go on a medley, and I'd like you to play a series of songs for us before we talk again. But I want to just point out to the audience about Val's amazing journey. A part of his journey included his time in London and UK, where he's met with the Rolling Stones, George Harrison, members of the Beatles, including Paul McCartney, Eric Clapton, Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits, oh my, and Bono of U2, and My God, who have you not met, Val? Who have you not met?
And my favoritist musician called gentleman called Miss. Okay, so this is a question, a quiz. What is the name of a man whose name is Gordon Sumner? Who is being given instructions? Hello?
Yes, go ahead, Val, this is your show. Go ahead.
Who is the man whose real life name as on his passport is Gordon Sumner? Who's Gordon Sumner?
Okay.
Jaldi. Otherwise, I will give the pressure cooker to myself.
Let me see if there's any answers coming in. No, I think
nobody's going to Google it. Nobody's going to ask Father Google.
Google Baba se nahi puchenge hum.
So I will tell you, I will just remove the mystery. So one of my favoriteest musicians in the world, who's also considered very well respected and also called musician. His name is Sting.
Sting, of course. All right. Okay.
Sting's real name is Gordon Sumner.
All right.
And so I have a bass guitar. That's another story we'll come to when that whole Silkroute era happened, and there was this Channel V Awards at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Delhi. About 80,000 people there.
Wow. I just saw a note from Mukta Rumta who says Sting. So I do not know whether the pressure cooker needs to go to you or to her, but we'll talk about that later. Let's have a medley of songs from your favorite artists.
Okay, people, since you asked for it, here you go.
really is an amazing song only for you, especially for you and for the rest of us as well. Val, continue the story of your journey.
My favorite band.
Mukta, this is for you.
But you were just 17, and you know what I mean, and the way you look was baby on the bed. Now how could I dance with another when it's always there and there? It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I shook the sleeping like a log. But when I get up to you, I find the things you do well. They make me feel alright. 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 They make me feel. Been a long time since the rock and roll. Been a long time since the rock and roll. Gotta get back, gotta get back, gotta get back. Baby, rock and roll. Been a long time, been a long time, been a lonely, 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 lonely time. There's some amazing CCR.
Wow.
Left the job in the city, working for a man every night and day. But I never saw a man who was saving, worried about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, round there and keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river. Rolling, rolling, rolling down the river.
Wow, wow, that really brings
Black
back.
magic woman, got a black magic woman. I've got a black magic woman, got me so blind I can see that she's a black magic woman. She's trying to make a devil out of me. How many of you know this one? We all came down the mountain in a lake in shoreline. So things like the spread of we had a much time. Smoke on the water, fire in the sky.
Fantastic. Now, I want to take us back to.
Something, Floyd.
Yeah, okay.
how I wish you were here. It's just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl year after year, running over the same old grounds. What have we found? The same old fears. Wish you were here.
Love story.
Where do I begin to tell the story of how great a love can be? The sweet love story that is older than the sea. The simple truth about the joy she brings to me. Where do I've been alone with you inside my mind. Hello, is it me you're looking for? I could see it in your eyes. I could see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted, and my arms are open wide. 'Cause you know just what to say, and you know just what to do. Let me start by saying I love you.
Terrific, Val. Terrific.
Oh, you have a repertoire which ranges across eras, huh? Across. Well, that's great. Do you think?
And when I was singing, there were 2,500 other songs going through my mind.
Wow.
But, you know,
Elvis, can we have
Can we have some
one
Elvis?
song from Elvis before we move on to a couple of questions in the show, last winding show?
are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart? Does your memory stray to a brighter summer day when I kissed you and called you sweetheart? There's a chair in your parlor, seat empty, baby. Do you gaze at your doorstep and picture me there? Is your heart filled with pain? Shall I come back again? Tell me, dear, are you lonesome tonight? It's now or never. You come hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling. Be mine tonight. Will be so late. It's now or never. My love won't wait. Baby, let me be your teddy bear. Golden chain around my neck. Lead me anywhere. Oh, let me be your teddy bear. The one nobody in the county jail. The prison man was staring at me get away. Now the jumping and the drum began to sing. You should have all the knocked out jailbirds sing left on. Everybody left on. Everybody in the hotel bar was dancing to the jailhouse roll. Everybody in the hotel bar was dancing to the jailhouse roll.
Wow. That was super.
Now,
You know what we were
Valentine.
doing, Val? We had our speakers on mute. and we were singing away along with you. And I'm sure the rest of us are
I
doing the
have
same.
a question, considering that we have a music academy and we have tons of students and their parents who love to sing and love to play. So I have a question for you. Okay. Music is all about soul, and every human being has a soul. But everyone cannot be a great singer. I'm sure if they try very, very hard, they may be able to be. But there's only one Beatles. There's only some famous people who make it to the top. While all of us can do music, but some of them make it to the top and some become famous. So what is your advice for everybody, all those budding musicians? What can take them and make their dream come true? Everyone wants to be on a big stage and play and sing and be great. What do you think is a differentiator? You've met all the greatest musicians, the Beatles and whoever, everyone. Tell me, what do you think? What is your answer to this question?
Okay, so there are various levels to this question. But the basic point is you need to have a singular tunnel vision, or what do I say, clarity of vision of what you want to be. Whatever you want to be in life. And then you have to go after it. Like, like they put horses together, they put like this. You only see that goal.
Blinkers.
Yes, blinkers, correct. And most importantly, you have to concentrate on, first of all, finding your passion, whatever it might be, and then trying and going after practicing and perfecting your craft, whatever that is. That literally means what we've spoken about in the last time. Whether you have it in you or not, to invest 10,000 hours in practicing, whatever you want to excel in. Business, politics, music, scientist, professor. It's called the 10,000 hour theory.
Yes, we know about that. Yes.
And if you're able to do that with a singular mind and clarity of vision with all your heart and soul, 99.99% you will achieve what you started for. See, ultimately, at the end of the day, people who make it, people from 60s and 70s and 50s, when they were, okay, let's talk about the classical musicians here. People who are learning, like Beethoven and Mozart and Tchaikovsky, all these amazing composers and pianists. They were not creating that music in order to become famous. That would have been somewhere, but they were writing their soul. They were not chasing money and glamour. And, these days everybody wants to be a star overnight without putting in an effort.
That's right.
It does not happen. It will happen. It will come and go, and you will always be a flash in the pan.
Right.
Like that.
Right. So I think this message.
You continuously have to work on yourself, on your discipline, on your craft, on your music. Fame, fortune, big stage, recording contracts, travel, tours, that is all a spin-off. Yes. It is not the goal.
Absolutely. That is absolutely the perfect answer. That's the perfect answer. So
I'm still learning to play. There are kids who teach me such amazing things on guitar even now. And a certain song and that little trill that you do, like I know for, this year I have heard so many versions of Oh Holy Night and amazing, some children, I think, wow, that's a nice way to sing that line. So you always have to be open to learning and always try and jam and practice with people who are much better than you in terms of music. That way you will always grow up. That will always grow.
Yes.
Correct.
That's
correct.
Be very, very open to constructive, positive criticism. It does you no harm.
Yes.
Yes.
And always remember your roots and where you came from. Be grounded. I'm looking back, I never chased all this. But it is the way life unfolded, because I'm very proud to say this about myself. I stayed very true to my craft. I never got into doing jobs, heads of big television, satellite channels, radio stations. I could have. It was very easy. I quit an MBA from FMS. You don't really do that, do you? It's like you got into IAM and you say, I don't want to do this. People try for 3 years just to get one seat.
Correct.
Mhm.
So since school, I was very clear that this is what I'm going to do. My father gave me two amazing advices. God, and also one thing I would like to say, which is this day is very, very special. I forgot to tell you, Aubrey. Today happens to be my mom and dad's anniversary.
Wow.
20th of December. Both of them are in heaven. They are having a party out there. If they were together, it would have been 59, 58 years.
Mhm.
Wow.
The last time we were together as a family was 2012 on the same day. All of us as a family. Next day, Mama got sick. She went to the hospital and she never came back.
Oh.
It's a very special day. It's 20th of December. My sister in Delhi, she's for a lot of poor people and kids, she's throwing a big party and dinner, in dad and mom's. It's the legacy that we carry forward. Their beautiful legacy. And I know they're blessing, they're seeing us. So what I'm saying is, my dad told me this. If you want to make this as a career, music, number one, it was relatively easier for me because we had music in the family. I know it can be difficult for a lot of people to have that opposition. Your parents might have some great business, they would really like to take over that business and handle that. And you think you have a calling of being an artist, a poet, a painter, a photographer, filmmaker, musician. 25 years back, it was not very viable. Now it is.
Mm.
So
True.
my dad said two things. You have to follow your heart. You have to really do in life what you enjoy doing.
Mhm.
That will give you a lot of satisfaction. Number one, it is not easy. I'm again saying it is not an easy road.
No,
All
no.
you budding musicians, artists, it is not an easy road.
True.
Maza to patli road mein hai, the road less traveled.
Yeah.
I chose that road when nobody had traveled. There was no industry. And the second thing he said, we are not going to tolerate mediocrity in our family.
Right.
You have to aim. Excellent.
Excellence.
Mhm.
Perseverance.
And still you get those blisters and your fingers hurt. There was a time, I will tell you now as a secret, all of my class 10th, 11th, 12th college, these 4, 5, 6, 7 years, I practiced ever. All I was guitar and beat guitar. My fingers hurt, blisters, blood, sweat, and but it's all worth it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So that is what I said in the beginning, junoon, that passion. Whatever you want to do, whatever. But I'm not just talking about musicians here, it could be anything, whatever. Aubrey, you know what I'm saying, Lorraine?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Lorraine
Right.
comes from music.
Totally.
Again, I keep saying it's not.
Yeah. Val,
But then life में कोई भी चीज जो आसानी से मिल जाती है ना, उसका तो मिलना भी मजा नहीं आता ना.
Mhm.
So
Once
this is the message.
somebody said, you really try and climb that mountain and you get to the top. But if the mountain was all smooth, you'll never be able to climb that mountain. You'll keep slipping back because it has edges and cliffs and rocks and you're going. So that's when you get to the top, you enjoy that beautiful view.
Right.
That's a beautiful message
Thank
for the
you.
youngsters, for the millennials, for the growing up little children, for Generation X, Generation Z. I think this is something to be followed. That in pursuit of excellence, there's a lot of pain to get the gain. No flash in the pan, no shortcuts.
No pain, no gain.
Absolutely. So I want to welcome Shubha Sekar, Anshika Jha, Prasad Joklikar, Chandrasekhar Varadharuju. It's wonderful. Yes, it's excellent advice, says Chandrasekhar. Your advice is being appreciated live. And
I think for all those people, they have to read a great book. I don't remember the author, but this was given to me in college or school. The book is called In Search of Excellence.
In Search of Excellence by Tom Peter.
Correct. That's it.
Yes.
That
Yes.
beautiful book.
Pursuit of Excellence, yes, by Tom Peter. So, what I want to talk about is the next level of your journey. A part of your journey includes your love and appreciation for those who really sacrifice their lives for the nation. And our second Prime Minister, Bharat Ratna Lal Bahadur Shastri, coined a famous slogan, which is still pertinent today, which is Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. The soldier and the farmer are the two basic foundations of building the security of the nation, the security of our borders, and the security of our nutrition, our sustenance. And
Once on the stomach, won the border. Correct.
that's right. And I want to play for you. I was going through your channel, and I want to play for you your own song because I love the scenery. It had the mountains, and I know your journey, where you've been from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and from the west coast to the east coast of India. You've traveled the length and breadth of the country as what you call the wandering fakir, the mystic wandering fakir. You know, before we talk about that part of your journey, I want to play the song because it also talks about your homecoming. And it comes back to the question, what is the center of the universe for you? Is it Delhi or is it the center of India, which is Nagpur? But let's hear the song first. And this, I remember Val, you telling me that this is played for the soldiers of the nation, the Jai Jawan, the Jawan of the nation. And it has a beautiful scene of the Himalayas where you actually, that's a spot of where you chose to sing this song. So more about that.
That is in Kashmir, singing for the Indian forces there. And what you see across is, India and Pakistan and the whole Kashmir Valley in between. And where I'm singing, and we had to. Once I got there, my daughter was also traveling with sister. This was 2 years back, and 2 days we had just had to rest and thin our blood because at that point where that video is shot, I was sitting and playing on a beautiful ledge overlooking the Kashmir Valley, and it is at 11,000 feet.
Right.
So where the oxygen is really low. So you have to just be okay. It's like going to Ladakh and Leh. First, you just rest for a couple of days so you can breathe. Otherwise, you can't walk for 100 steps and you think you are having a heart attack because it's rarefied oxygen. And our soldiers go even higher. The extreme conditions that they work in for us to be safe, it is unimaginable by us civilians. What our soldiers, Jawans, do to keep us safe. And also, how much effort the farmers put to give us that food. Where one failing rain or too much of rain can whole crop. I've been in Maharashtra in the last 2 or 3 years because of there's so much of rain in one place and there is extreme drought in the other place. And then you go into a cycle, you take loans, then you get stuck and you're things are killing themselves because they can't. Now the farmers are at least listen. So, yeah, two most important people. And I always love traveling in villages, sitting by the tube wells, listening to their stories, playing for them. And there's a video also there with we were having a medical camp where inside a small village hospital, and I'm sitting outside on the well with about 200 kids. And I'm teaching them one song. Beautiful, in the sunlight in winters, somewhere in the heart of UP, somewhere in the heartland. And then for our forces, I love performing for our Army, Navy, and Air Force. Yes, are you playing that video?
We're playing the video right now.
Right now.
And thereafter, we'll talk about the farmer. And then in the closing, we want to talk about one song for Parikrama and one song from Silkroute. The famous one. All right. Okay, here we go. This is the song Country Road from really the mountains of the Himalayas that it was shot at. Here we go. Wow.
And
Hi,
this is the
Diva.
lady. This is the lady who shot that video.
Lovely, Diva. That's beautiful photography. Well done.
That is my daughter, Diva.
Diva, say hi to everybody, and everybody say
Here
hi
comes
to
the
Diva. Hi there. And Richard Khan, welcome. And this is wonderful singing. And Diva, thank you for shooting the song. I love that picturesque scenario, behind. I couldn't resist it. Well done.
I paid police for doing that.
All right. So, Val, this is amazing. And you have a song, Farmers, or do you want to keep that for the next time? Because I want to tell the viewers at this point.
I'm not seeing any comments. I can't read, but I'm looking at your faces. I can figure out just those few. What is going on there? Maybe I'll get to read the transcript or hear the whatever later. Yeah, but there is so much to share and talk and to inspire all the young people who are listening.
So we will meet.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
I'm going to keep the second half of. I think there's so much to share, Val. I'm going to keep the second half for next Sunday, the 27th, same time, 5 p.m. for a much larger audience. Because I think there's a lot that you shared, and I think you already been. Oh, there's an echo there, Val. Okay, so a lot of your advice has been much appreciated online.
Wow, so beautiful.
Val, what I'd like you to do in closing, if you can take the two best songs and also dedicate a song to the farmers. You want to keep that for this time or the next time? Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan is my favorite slogan, which I still carry, and it's very pertinent for the nation. And if we can have one song from Parikrama, one song from Silkroute, and then wait for next Sunday, the 27th, 5 p.m. for the next installment of the life of the journey of the famous musician Valentine Shipley, the mystic wanderer, on the wandering. You can hear me?
No, I can't. I'll try again. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. There you go.
So this year also has seen so much suffering and pain and death in the world. The whole world coming to a standstill.
We've lost you there. Val, your audio and your video. All right, you're back again. Your audio. I can't hear you speak. No. No, can't hear you speak yet. Yeah, I can see you, but I can't hear you.
Wait, it will happen just a second.
Now? Yeah. Now we can hear you, yes. So go for it, Val.
I can't hear you. That is the problem. You can hear me?
I can hear you, yes. Go for it.
Go for it.
You can hear me, Aubrey? Lorraine?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, even if I don't hear you, it's okay. Suddenly there's something has happened to technology. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
that's.
So this is a song we do with Parikrama, and with me. Well, I woke up, driving in my money, I just about to lose my mind. I was going to Arizona, maybe on to California. People are living so fine. My mama told me crazy, and baby said I'm busy. Gonna show it all this time. I had no place to be, and nobody would be keeping me all till the time. Leaving all till the time. Leaving all till the time. Gonna set my one that you because you know that I'm doing. Leaving all till the time. Leaving all till the time. Leaving all till the time. I set my one that you because you know that I'm doing. Leaving all till the time.
Terrific.
And this is I have forgotten the name of this song and the band also. I hope you guys can remember. Okay. La 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 कोई जाने ना पहचाने ना ये हुआ कैसे तुम आ गए बालों में से कोई जाने ना पहचाने ना ये हुआ कैसे तुम आ गए बालों में से बेवफा 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 न जाना डूबा डूबा रहता हूँ आंखों में तेरी दीवाना बन गया हूँ मैं चाहत में तेरी डूबा डूबा रहता हूँ आंखों में तेरी दीवाना बन गया हूँ मैं चाहत में तेरी अब से गुजरते नहीं रातें कटती नहीं तेरी तस्वीर से बात बनती नहीं ओ आजा 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 आजा
Wow, wow, wow. That is fantastic, Val. And welcome Philip John and Sanjana Menon. And thank you for joining us. Val, we're about to close. You want to keep the farmer's song for next time, or you want to close it with another song? What do you want to do? That last song, wasn't it from Silkroute?
Last song was from my band called Silkroute. Yes. The song was called Duba Duba.
Duba Dua. Yeah, very
Some people
famous
might
song.
remember it.
I remember it. Yeah, and I'm sure many others do. Nostalgia, there's Sanjana. So, Valentine, before we close for the evening, and just to tell the audience that we're going to meet again with Val next Sunday at 5 p.m., Sunday, the 27th of December, 2020, the last Sunday of 2020. Let's close the evening. And remember,
all of you have the most awesome Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear that mask, social distancing, whatever, tick, 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 tick. Please be safe and have a great Christmas and eat a lot of cake and have an amazing party. And thank you so much for having me over. And it's been an absolute privilege and a joy to share just a little bit about my life, my music, and my passion. And thank you to Lorraine and Aubrey, my two dear friends who are doing this amazing work. Connecting us across the world. So I'm able to do this with you all. And I really look forward to a lot of more sessions, and hopefully in person, when I could sit across in a room and be sharing this and playing music. It is going to happen soon.
Yes.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Yes.
We'll all be there soon. Love you all so much. Take care. God bless.
Val, thank you. Val, before we close, one Christmas carol. And let's close with the Christmas carol, talking about the Christmas season.
Christmas carol?
Yeah.
Your favorite one. But it's okay.
Christmas carol, yes. Okay. Christmas carol. Virginia and Shelley, Aurora Khanna and Prasad Jogli says, great show, Val. Super, very nice, enjoyed. Val, over to you. Christmas carol.
Okay, you can hear me. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you also. Valentine, you're back on the grid. One of the most beautiful carols. Silent night, holy night, all is gone, all is bright, round your virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly beams, sleep in heavenly beams. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake and sigh, rain beats from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. All is calm, all is bright. Around your virgin mother and child. Holy and so tender and kind. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly.
Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. Well, that was beautiful. A beautiful carol. Philip says, my favorite carol song. Richard Khan says, Richard, season's greetings to all. A nice lead, Val. Valentine, we want to wish you and your family a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Christmas, and peace to you and your family. May love and joy prevail in your family. And I want to take this time to wish everyone, all our viewers listening now and listening in the future, Happy Christmas. May God bless each one of us and each one of you and your families. And just to remind us that we are having a 7 p.m. show on the 24th as a community of the Lorraine Music Academy. And Val, you're welcome to come and join us 7 p.m. on the 24th, Christmas Eve, and 25th, Christmas Day, 7 p.m. for the public. We're going to have a Facebook Live show. You're most welcome. The most important, part 2 of this session with Val is on Sunday, the 27th of December, 5 p.m. Val, we appreciate you. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much. Really, God bless you. Absolutely. You're really wonderful, wonderful, wonderful spending time with you. Let's have many more. Take care.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. God bless.
Thank you.